clamp these up. Get them nice and square. They sit nice and good. Got the rounders off them. Get them nice and square, so they feel nice and soft when they're together. Okay. Okay, so I've got that one. Now, getting this frame nice and square right now is really important. And planing them helps. If the board is a little twisted, which a lot of boards are, I recommend that you buy the better lumber. It's worth it. A little more money. So, I use a Kreg jig. I use a K5 Kreg jig and put them together like so. I don't use the Kreg screws. I mean, you got to fight with the Phillips heads a little more. With the cheapest ones, I buy like 50 pounds at a time, so you know, I'm saving a ton of money rather than using the Kregs. Sorry, Kreg, but I just don't think your screws are worth it. So, anyway, like I say, we're just running these pocket holes in, getting it together. Like I say, these 21s go on the inside, and then the 48s obviously go on the outside, and that gives you a 24 by 48 board. So now we got the frame together, and I like to glue down the top, and that once the top is secured in, it's gonna really kind of cement the thing together real nice. Just do a little glue up here, nothing too crazy. And then I use the AC plywood, and I cut this perfectly with a track saw. I mean, I love the Kreg tools, but I'm not getting anything from them. You know, I'm not a sponsor or anything like that. They don't sponsor me, I guess you'd say. And then it's just important to have a little hangover on each side. And once you achieve that, depending on what your setup is, everybody's setup is a little different. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that you got it clamped down good. So I go clamp down on these. It takes me between 20 minutes and 30 minutes to put this together and have the legs on it and cut, which is what this video is, and what I'm going to show you. I'm going to do some other videos with the saw jigs and how I arrive at this point. But what I do is I clamp the center down, and then the center down here, get a little squeeze out on that glue. And again, your setup may be entirely different. What I did was customize my setup because I make so many of these. I can't make them as fast as I could sell them. So you get the idea of what's going on here, I'm sure. Clamping that down, and so we're good on that. Then what I like to do is I run, I go equal distance because these braids are going to show after stain it, polyurethane it, but it doesn't take away from the look. But they do show a little if you're looking real close. It beats the hell out of screw heads to me. And together with the screw, the clamp, and the braids, this top ain't going nowhere. And I personally don't give it any drying time. These braids are strong enough to hold it so I can keep moving on this board. And I try hard. I'm not always successful. Put everything in approximately the same place so I don't spend a lot of time perfecting. So now, what we got to do is we got to get this thing flush. So what I do is I use a flush trim bit with a bearing on it. Okay, and I like a handheld router. Another important note too to this, if you have a knot, watch for a knot right here because that bearing is going to put a dip in your board. Okay? So now I look at the board, say what's a good look for the hole, what should be the top. This looks like a nice piece of grain here. This looks like this would accommodate the top really nice right here. So spin it around. I'm going to get a center on here, and my boards do come out to 23 3/4 because I want to cut them off perfect. I do get exact measurements on the actual rough cuts, so that means my center is 11 7/8. And then what I do is I take a couple of jigs, have it marked. This one up and no. So, and this is a 6-inch hole, and it's what is it? It is, yeah, it's 12 inches over and 9 inches down. Yeah, 12 inches over, 9 inches down for the center. And then I have this jig. I cut this with a 6-inch hole saw, but once you got the jig, you don't need that hole saw because it causes tear out, and this is much neater to give you a hole without screwing around trying to jig it out. Then I put 2 clamps in this so the hole doesn't move around once I start flipping the board around. So I got this clamp nice and tight, it's dead in spot, and then I would drill with a big bit on it so I get my router through there. And then I flip the board, get it level. Okay, and then we're going to cut the hole. So we got the hole cut now, and now we're going to have our legs. This leg is 1 3/4 down and 1 3/4 over, and I just put a cut on there. You just look at it so you got a little end on there. You don't need to round it, it's not necessary, nobody sees it anyway. And then we want legs lay flat, so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. And I like to have a backboard on here, so when I go through, I don't get tear out. It's just a little extra measure. It's not a big deal, but it helps. And then this is kind of important. My tip is touching the board. I want to get a straight hole. This is a 3/8 bit, guys. 3/8. So, you got another leg, baby? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so go over here, do the next one. Okay. And then so come through like this. Nice and straight. And then I use a 4-inch carrier bolt. 4-inch 3/8. We'll go in, because I kind of drilled it out good. They don't fight me much. If you don't drill it out good, you're fighting it. So have that. And then I mark it, as I'm looking at it upside down, left and right. Because if that hole is just a little wobbled or a little off center, once I mark the pitch on the leg, it'll be off if you reverse them. So keep them in the same position. I'm going to go over here. And I use regulation 12-inch plywood, or I'm sorry, 1/2-inch plywood. 1/2-inch plywood. And a paint can sitting on here gives you exactly regulation height, okay? It's the 12 inches height you want. I lean it up against a square edge tabletop. It helps to have a big workbench to work on. And then I strike a line. I got my leg on that leg. Flip it around. And I'm gonna mark it up. Make sure the leg's all the way open, because that's the line you're going to have for your, that's your line that you're going to have.
Wait.
Yeah. So we'll mark this line. I like to get the board done before it gets final sanding, so I can kind of throw it around a little bit, be quicker. Now I'm going to go over to the chop saw, and I'm going to do what you call float the saw. Instead of getting, 15.2 degrees or whatever it is, make it perfectly level. Now I've already marked it in case the wood is bowed a little bit, because wood isn't all the same. So what I do is I get my saw right dead on that line I just drew. And I get my angle for my leg. I'm going to float the saw again, get it lined up. And I have my 2 legs. And I got them marked here, left and right. So they went in exactly the way I measured them. Excuse me, honey. And then I'll just throw the washers and nuts on them like right away. And then they'll go to true for sanding. And then later, actually on tonight, we're going to tape them and do some stain and put decals on. So that's the actual next step. I don't want to make too long a video. And there you have it, guys. Ain't no professionals around here. Okay. So, and I use these nylon so I don't have to worry about them backing off once I give them to my customer. But these boards sell. People buy them. I'll show you real quick. People will fight over this. When I'm done with this, I put cup holders in them.
Wait, I can't see. Can't see it.
I put the cup holders in them. And I have them decaled, beautifully finished. So that's all I got for now, guys. This is Robert signing out. Have a good one.